we want to officially thank the management of University of Education Winneba for the support they've given to us, an environmental and geospatial science laboratory. And currently we have about 50 computers to aid us in our GIS teaching, learning and training teachers for the country. As a GIS lab, even though it's a young lab, we believe that we have the capacity, we have the manpower, and now we have the equipment to work. In terms of data, the center is working on developing its own geospatial data server, and we believe that with this server, every data we have, we will be shared with other corporate bodies, and we will also be engaging other corporate bodies from NADMO, from environmental departments, from health, and we believe that we can now transform their data sets into a much more spatial entity, which will enable us to be able to visualize data, not from a tabular form, but also from a location perspective, to aid us in planning and to aid us in making much more policies, better policies, which is location-based. Because we believe that solutions are supposed to be targeted, and when solutions are more targeted, outcomes are much more efficient, and productivity and value for money is also very high. On this note, I also want to use this opportunity to also thank previous HODs who had always been supporting the lab. This wouldn't have been a success if we didn't have the commitment of Dr. Esther Dansuredru, if we also didn't have the commitment and support from Dr. Yao Dassin on board, if we didn't have the support of Dr. Anthony Babaye and our current HOD in Oxam. And we believe that with their support, this lab with management has also been fruitful. Our dean have also supported us in all that we do, and asking for funds, asking for computers, and mostly when you are asking for this equipment, management were always giving us an ear in that. But for our future prospect and for our future goal as a lab, we believe that as a coastal zone that we find ourselves, the lab will be used for monitoring coastal issues, any issue related to environment, but specifically the lab will want to tailor its services to coastal zone management, which is key to us. We're also planning on going into marine spatial planning, which is also key to us. The lab is also planning on going into disaster management, which we already have personnel for that. We are just working on a few documents to finalize on that. And we also believe we are also going to transport planning, and our last focus area is on urban planning and spatial development. So these are the main areas the lab is targeting. But beyond this, as a lab, our main future goal is to develop into a full-fledged department under the geography, which we intend will go faculty, and within that, the lab should be a whole department on its own. If we are able to achieve that, we anticipate that we will be running geospatial courses, which we believe there's a good market for that. GIS and geospatial courses, currently there are discussions of how to integrate these into our SS curriculum, and as trainers of teachers for the country, we believe that we want to be at the forefront of this development before anybody. And as teachers, when we are able to train the country with good spatial technicians, we are able to give the country good spatial teachers. Our secondary schools and second cycle education will also be enriched spatially. We also believe that beyond that, we also have to engage our partners, our corporate bodies, the NGOs. All these are organizations we are working with already, and we want to entrench that opportunity of working with them. And we believe we can handle, and as we have already been doing, handle most of their spatial activities for them, either mapping, projects, analyzing their data and sending them reports which are spatially in tune. So these are the focus and the purpose as a lab we envisage for ourselves maximum in the next 5 years from now. But beyond that, our doors are also open to take on any spatial job in training people on short courses for now. And so we have a nice document put together which will be rolling out small training courses for people who need GIS at their setup. And we will also be coming to the corporate bodies also to sell them and to teach them how best to move beyond just tabular data to a spatial, much more oriented data set. And these are what we have outlined for the lab, and we believe this will be success with everybody on board, from the management of the university, from the faculty. But as we have this vision, we also believe that even though we thank management for the equipment we have now, we also will ask for more. Because currently our GIS setup is okay, but for the remote sensing dimension is what we are pleading with management, that there are new technologies where we need better equipment like total stations. We also need better equipment in terms of drones, which will enable us to also capture spatial data in a much more refined way and in a much more faster way. And these are our pleads we tailor to management. And we believe management have always been there for us, and management will be there for us again.